So I came out of the gate as a consultant, and in a lot of ways I'm still operating like that. Moved into IT consulting out of college, and I did that for 5 years, and then I abruptly quit IBM, and I just didn't see a future there, and I didn't know why. I just knew that I didn't like the structure and the sort of all gray environment. At the time, I think I had a creativity thing that just hadn't fully blossomed. I think I was open. I mean, that's another trait, I think, of entrepreneurs. They're just open to whatever the experience may bring. And I wanted to see how I could use all of my experience and skills to serve kind of bigger projects. I think what I found is that there's a lot of opportunity, but there's also a very narrow application that you're expected to kind of follow of what the project demanded. You're working with middle managers at that point, not the visionary, right. Quite often. Totally different experience. In the course of that, I did have my first child, and I had an awakening around what was really happening in our world and the environmental disaster that we humans are causing, not intentionally, but it's happening. Everything from plastics in our ocean to climate change. And so I thought, what can I do? How can I use a career to address these social problems? I teamed up with my colleague who I had worked with when she was at the World Bank in sustainable finance. That was a client of mine. And she is leading a nonprofit here based at SMU called the Hunt Institute for Engineering and Humanity. And she is uniquely helping early stage social entrepreneurs commercialize and become successful so they can be more impactful out there in the business community. I found on one client project, I met somebody who actually had a small business plan on the shelf, and he thought this would be a great fit for me. And he asked if I'd take a look, and I did. And I thought, this is exactly what I think my next step should be. Okay. And there I kind of sold him on the idea of let's turn this into a social enterprise. I was fortunate to have the help of my family and friends, just moral support with my first company. But bootstrapping is very stressful. You just never know where it's going to come from. And it really hinders your ability to think big, to think bigger. So in this case, we are able to plan, make some sort of strategic investments in the vision, actually bringing that forward through a line of products, or at least, prototypes that we think we can kind of continue to build on. I think if you can serially create successful enterprises and spin them off, yes, go on to the next thing. I'm still trying to do that, I think, with these ideas, and it's okay.
Need anything else?
Yeah, I think if you can get a couple good minutes out of that,